This morning I turned down a big offer because money is no longer my goal.
I was talking with a CEO in the e-commerce industry. I told him about my 10-year journey in programming and how I ended up quitting to chase filmmaking. He looked at me with a bit of regret and gave me an offer. If you join me in e-commerce now, huge opportunity, tons of money. Would you take it? Without thinking, I said no. Not because I'm cocky, but because I finally know what I want. Money is no longer my target. That's it. And today I want to share the journey of how I found my life's meaning. Back then, I thought happiness was about achieving things I want, buying a car, owning a house, getting a high position at work. I was over the moon when I bought the first car, driving it back to my hometown, showing it off. I felt so proud, but a few months later, after taking care of it all the time, buying random add-ons, I realized it was just a tool for getting around. Slowly, it felt empty. I discovered there are so many other ways to feel happy. Sometimes letting go of something's happiness too. The deepest, most lasting happiness I've ever found comes from inside myself. Meanwhile, happiness that comes from the outside. Money, title, compliments, they come and go real quick. I still remember one afternoon in the park. I didn't spend any money, just wrote a blog post. When someone later told me that my words helped them realize something about their own life, I felt this real joy of giving. That moment made me ask, if I only had just enough money, could I still live happily? And the answer was yes. I started practicing minimalism. Right after graduation, my salary was decent. But every month I feel like it wasn't enough. I bought whatever I like, things for my car, more shopping, perfume. That happiness was real, but it didn't last. Then I came across the book, The Life-Changing Magic of Japanese Minimalism. I gave it a try. Before buying anything, I asked myself, do I really need this? Can I live without it? If the answer was yes, I didn't buy it. I sold my beloved car, I cleaned out my overflowing bookshelf, and moved everything onto a Kindle. I started buying fewer clothes but better quality, no longer chasing trends. The less I owned, the lighter my head felt. I didn't worry about a dirty car or paint mark anymore. I didn't stress about dragging balls of book every time I moved. Instead, I focused on the core things, my work, my relationships, the time I spent with people I love. And I realized something simple. Little money can still equal happiness. As long as you connect two things, happiness from within and a minimalist lifestyle. Of course, I still went through a phase of comparing myself, seeing my friends land a great jobs and rise quickly in their careers. I sometimes feel small, but everything shifted when I start living in the new cities. I moved from Hanoi to Saigon, spent a month in Malaysia, then a few months in Bangkok, in a place where no one knows who you are. No one cares how much money you make or what title you hold. You are forced to face yourself. I began asking, why do I live? What do I actually need in this life? In Malaysia, I felt homesickness hit me hard. Before, I always thought living abroad would be amazing. But once I did, I miss Hanoi, I miss Saigon. That period cracked open something inside me. What I now call an identity crisis. When no one validates you anymore, you have to look inside yourself and ask, why keep chasing money when I only need a small amount to get by? That's when I reconnect with my old passions, writing, drawing, blogging, and photography. I mixed them all together and thus become filmmaking. That's when I knew filmmaking was the path I want to follow. During that time, I made a decision to quit programming, a job I had for over 10 years, with a stable and good salary, to step into filmmaking, a job with no certainty at all. But I was determined because that who am I? Waking up in the morning, turning on my camera and feeling excited, that's enough. A modest income just enough to live on is fine. I don't deny the value of money. Without it, it's hard to experience life, hard to even pursue filmmaking like I do now. Money is important, but once I shift how I see money, my mindset and lifestyle completely changed. Before, when money was the goal, I set the yearly KPIs for myself. If my KPI was lower than my friends, if I hadn't bought a car or a house yet, I felt like a loser. The gap between my expectation, like I wanting to buy a house in downtown Saigon next year, and the reality I just earning $1,000 per month, that's make me feel stuck. Now it's different. If I have money, I invest into marketing or my product. If I don't, I find another way, use free channels, adapt. In Bangkok, I stay in cheap hostel. It's street food and still feel joy. Of course, staying in a 5-star hotel gives you amazing experience, but a hostel gives you something else. Meeting friends from all the world, hearing stories you'd never hear in the fancy hotel. Every level of experience has its up and down. Choosing one means missing the other, and that's okay. Through all this, I also learned the meaning of money. Money is just a symbol of the value you create for others, for a group of people. You drive one person from point A to B, that's value. You drive 100 people in the same time, that's 100 times in the value. If you don't worry too much about money but keep creating value, money will naturally come. That's why I no longer see money as the goal of my life.